The last field is a donor field, and here's where you're going to link a donor in the donor database to this item. To do that, you can use the quick link buttons here at the bottom, either the org or FAM buttons, or you can click on the new button and select organization donor or family donor. In this case, we're going to select organization donor. We're going to type the first few letters of our donor, and it will go through the list to find the closest match. Now these are all organizations that we've already entered in the donor database, and once you find the one that you want, you select it, you click OK, and that donor is now linked to this item, and the donor text is the way that donor is going to be displayed in the bit sheet. Notice that once you link a donor, whether it's an organization or a family donor, you get a new tab which will list all the donors that are linked. So you can add as many donors as you want to an item. So now we're going to add a new family donor. You type in the first few letters of the donor's name. You select it, you click OK, and if you notice, now we have two tabs, organizations and families. We can add a new organization. This time we'll select Astros Baseball. Okay, so now we have two organizations and we have 3 total. If we want to go ahead and remove one of those organizations or families, you simply go to that tab, select the one that you want to remove, you click delete donor, and it will get removed, and that will also update the donor text. Okay, so now we only have one organization. You can also change the order in which the donors are displayed by using the red arrows here. So if we're going to go ahead and add several organizations just to show you as an example. So they're going to show in this order by default. If you want the Houston Astros to show up first, you select that organization, and you can move it up or down depending on your preferences, and that will automatically update the donor text. Next, we have the solicitor. You can assign a solicitor to an item by clicking on New Solicitor, and that will bring up a window with the list of individuals, and in order to get these people on the list, you have to add them first as an individual in the donor database. So once you've done that, they're going to show up on the list and you can select them as a solicitor. So you find the solicitor that you want, you click OK, and they will show up here under solicitor. You can also add a consignment or a lowest acceptable price for an item. To add a consignment price, you click on New Consignment Bid, and this will allow you to enter either an amount or a percentage or both. So in some cases, people donate usually sports items and they give those to you under consignment. So if you sell them under a certain amount, you have to pay back either a percentage or a specific amount. So I'm going to enter the consignment price as 200. Click OK, and we now see that this item has a consignment price of 200. Now this will display in your final reports, so it will deduct the 200 from your net revenue so that you get an accurate amount. You can also have a lowest acceptable price for an item, and to do that you select New Price Protection, and it's giving us a warning because we had already added consignment price. So you can have either a consignment price or a lowest acceptable price. What the lowest acceptable price means is that if, for example, some party donates a piece of art that they don't want to sell for less than a specific amount, you will enter that amount here. So we're going to leave that as 200, and you click OK. And that way, if you try to sell that item or enter a purchase for that item for an amount less than the lowest acceptable bid, it will give you a warning and it will prevent you from entering that purchase. So that's what the price protection is about. And that concludes adding a standard item. Next, we're going to add a multi-unit fixed price item. So I'm going to go ahead and click New Item, and this is going to go under Entertainment. I'm going to hit Enter. That will give me the next available item in the category. I'm going to enter the title. So let's say this is a barbecue party. I'm going to select the item type as fixed price. There is room for 20 people in this party, and we're going to be selling each ticket for $40. Okay, so this is going to be per person. So again, that's optional, you don't have to enter that. And what I suggest, you can enter the value per unit there, but usually for tax purposes, what you want to do is leave the value as 0 and enter the actual price of the item under override limits to 40. So that way when they get the invoice, it's going to show the value of the item being 0 and the price that they pay would be 40, so they can deduct the entire amount, since you can't really put a price on a party. And the same goes for priceless items and raffle tickets or other fixed price items. Next, we can change this to a certificate, and we can enter a description there. So have a blast at our party. Okay, so you can enter something like that. You don't have to enter restrictions if you don't want to. And we're going to go ahead and post it, and we're going to add a donor. So this time we'll use the quick link buttons. Let's say this was a family donor. Click OK. And there you go. Now we have a fixed price item.